Namaste. Welcome to Agriculture Affairs in Nepal with me, Nirmala Basnet. Dear viewers, let us now start the program with the main affairs of the day. The Gandaki state government has distributed agricultural equipment to farmers as a grant. In the last 8 months of the current fiscal year 2078-79, 1.5 billion rupees worth bananas have been imported. Plus more. Let us continue the program with the agriculture implement distribution. I always bring into the light how the Nepali agriculture is changing. It is changing into commercialized and mechanized modern agriculture. This is what is needed by the country to move forward in food security. Increased production and decreased labor means that the country is becoming more intelligent in the way it is using the manpower. We're becoming more creative in our work. This is a great time for the farmers in terms of mechanization around the world. The machines should be made affordable as food is the basis for life on earth. The Gandaki state government has distributed agricultural equipment to farmers as a grant. Let us now look at this news report for a little while. The Gandaki state government has distributed agricultural equipment to farmers as a grant. The state government has distributed agricultural equipment to the farmers of Lilachok and Vadara of Sukla Gandaki municipality, 12 of Tanau. The municipality has stated that hand tractors have been provided with 55% subsidy from the state government and 15% cost to the farmers. Hand tractors have been distributed to 4 farmers with the help of the grant. The state government had announced the implementation of the statewide assistance program with the aim of making a model village by commercializing the farmers who are engaged in subsistence agriculture. After the news report, let us now see the news on banana import. Bananas that are being produced in Nepal are said to be affected by the climate and disease. We had reports over the year on the destruction of Nepali bananas. At the same time, we also had news that the Nepali bananas have not found their place in the market. This next report is on the fact that the Nepal is still importing a large number of bananas. Bananas are one of the main fruits consumed in Nepal. Nepali bananas are natural to the Nepali climate, but recently the indigenous fruits have been suffering due to climate change. In the last 8 months of the current fiscal year 2078-79, 1.5 billion rupees worth bananas have been imported. Let us now look at this news report for a little while. In the last 8 months of the current fiscal year 2078-79, 1.5 billion worth bananas have been imported. According to the Customs Department, Nepal has imported bananas worth 1.16 billion rupees from various countries, including India. During the same period, bananas worth 1.16 billion rupees were imported from India to Nepal, while a small amount was imported from Indonesia. About 40,000 bananas have been imported from Indonesia. The government has collected revenue from banana imports. According to the Customs Department, the government has collected revenue of 113.22 million rupees from banana imports from both the countries. The government has not been able to address the demand despite raising voices from farmers to increase the customs duty rate to stop the import of bananas. After the news report, let us now look at the fine that a supermarket had to pay. The Nepali markets have been arrested in various occasions during the monitoring. The reason is that they sell food items which are expired. The food is the main thing that determines the health of the public. Bad health of the citizens means loss of manpower for the country. This is why the food we eat should be fresh and clean. The Nepali people are not very educated about what kind of food is good for them. Those who know should make them aware of the danger of eating expired food. A joint monitoring team of the District Administration Office Kathmandu and the Commerce Department has imposed a fine of 200,000 rupees on Vatmatini supermarket in Kalanki. Let us now look at this news report for a little while. A joint monitoring team of the District Administration Office Kathmandu and the Commerce Department has imposed a fine of 200,000 rupees on Vatvatini supermarket in Kalanki. During the monitoring conducted on Sunday, it was found that expired Mirinda and non-visible expiry dated items were kept and a fine of 200,000 rupees was imposed. According to the Consumer Protection Act 2075, Vatvatini was fined the amount, said Kathmandu Assistant Chief District Officer Deepak Paudel. He said that he has been warned to take further action if any expired goods are found to be sold in the coming days.
जस अन्तर्गत भाटबटिनी सुपरमार्केटमा खाद्य सामग्री अन्तर्गत मिरिन्डाको बोतलहरू म्याद सकिएको अवस्थामा त्यहाँ बिक्री गर्न राखेको देखियो। त्यसैगरी अरू चीजहरू जस्तै इमिली र च्याउ समेत एकदम अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय स्तरको मापदण्ड अनुसारको प्याकिङ गरिएको तर त्यसमा उत्पादन मिति पनि र त्यसको म्याद सकिने मिति पनि त्यहाँ स्पष्ट नभएको देखिँदा त्यहाँ पनि हामीले उपभोक्ता संरक्षण ऐन 2075 अनुसार 2 लाख जरिवाना भाटबटिनीलाई गराएर हामीले अब आइन्दा यस्ता सामानहरू म्याद गुज्रेका सामानहरू अखाद्य सामानहरू बिक्री गरेर उपभोक्ताको स्वास्थ्यमा खेलबाड गर्नुभयो भने थप कारबाही हुन्छ भन्ने एउटा उहाँहरूलाई सचेत समेत गराएर हामी त्यहाँबाट फर्किएको अवस्था हो।
Similarly, the team had monitored the Everest gas industry at Chalnakhel in Kathmandu. According to the monitoring team, the gas is coming from India and will be filled and sent to the market within 2 to 3 days. After the news report, let us now see the news on Bagmati state budget. The government allocates budget for agriculture to improve the sector. This next report is on the expenditure report. The experts say that the budget in agriculture is not enough, while the report suggests that the budget that is allocated is not spent over. This means the work is not done in the country in the agriculture sector to spend the money. The government should mobilize more workers in the field of agriculture. The Agriculture Department Directorate under the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock of Bagmati State has spent only 20% of the total budget till the end of the current fiscal year. Let us now look at this news report for a little while. The Agriculture Development Directorate under the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock of Bagmati State has spent only 20% of the total budget till the end of the current fiscal year. As per the last 8 progress reports of the Directorate, out of the budget allocation of 505.848 million rupees for the Directorate in the current fiscal year, the Directorate has so far spent only 159.235 million rupees. Although the ministry has provided 150 million rupees budget for the Directorate for the second quarter, only 70 million rupees has been spent in that period, according to the Directorate. On the other hand, the Directorate of Livestock and Fisheries Development under the ministry has stated that 51% of the amount has been spent in the first 8 months of the current fiscal year. Out of the budget allocation of 39.8 million rupees, 23 million rupees has been spent. After the news report, let us now take a small commercial break. Stay with Krishi Television. After the commercial break, welcome back to Agriculture Affairs in Nepal. Dear viewers, let us now see the news on potato super zone. Potato is the king of the vegetables, say many people. Potato is consumed as chips and fries all over the world and loved by the whole world. In some parts of the world, potatoes are the main diet. This is why the potatoes are highly in demand. This means that the potential to earn from potato farming is very high. In Nepal, the mountains depend upon potato for stable diet. The mountains are also good producers of potatoes which have very good taste. Nepali farmers are seeing the opportunity in potatoes too and are leaving the traditional wheat cultivation. The Prime Minister's Agriculture Modernization Project Implementation Unit Darel is engaged in the field expansion campaign of potato farming. Let us now look at this news report for a little while. The Prime Minister's Agriculture Modernization Project Implementation Unit Darel is engaged in the field expansion campaign of potato farming with the main slogan of 5 and 7 dinos alu ra amdani linos. Farmers who have been cultivating traditional wheat till a few years ago are happy with the project and support. The production has increased exponentially after the farmers started planting potatoes instead of wheat. Farmers who are struggling to make ends meet while planting wheat have started saving not only daily returns but also some amount of money after the implementation of Potato Superzone program. The project management unit Dura has put forward a plan including compensation for those who want to go for potato farming from wheat.
कालको लागि बदेलै हो सर अलिकति चाहिँ हाम्रो चाहिँ तारबाड गर्दाखेरिमा अलिकति तल चाहिँ छुट रह्यो त्यसबाट चाहिँ कहीँबाट छिरिराखेको छ र हामीले गरिराखेको छ एउटा समस्या यो हो अर्को समस्या के हो भने सिँचाइबाट चाहिँ आलु नहुँदो रहेछ पाइपले नै पनि पछि हुँदो रहेछ एकातिरबाट ताल गरेपछि आलु चाहिँ बिग्रिने अवस्था आउँदो रहेछ.
An area of 1,400 meters in Nolakot has been marked off with the financial support of the project after the planted potatoes were eaten by the wild animals. Raj Paneru, secretary of the Nolakot Farmers Group, says that he went to the office and sought help for potato farming after he was elected as a member of the Potato Superzone Coordinating Committee.
आलु सुपर जोनको चाहिँ कार्यालयमा गएर फेरि चाहिँ यो गर्दिनु पर्यो सर भनेर मेरो चाहिँ गाउँलेहरू दाजुभाइ दिदीबहिनी भाइ भाउजू सबैले चाहिँ हामी सहयोग गर्छौँ ल तपाईँ जानुहोस् भनेर मैले उहाँबाट गएर फेरि चाहिँ सुपरजिनले हामीलाई चाहिँ यो रकम हालेर ल तपाईहरु त हामी रकम हाल्दिन्छौँ अब तपाईहरुले भोलि आलु लगाउनुहुन्न अनि के गर्ने मैले भने के होइन हामी प्रतिबद्धता जाहेर गरेर चाहिँ यो पैसाको आलु जस्तै 11,71,000 को हाम्रो चाहिँ यो पैसा आया छ भने त्यसको चाहिँ हामी आफ्नो चाहिँ घर-घरबाट तिल्ला भन्ने प्रतिबद्धता एउटा त्यहाँ चाहिँ पत्र जाहेर गर्यौं अफिसमा हामीले त्यसपछि तब आउँछ म यहाँ गउँ कहिले आलु आउँछ आउँदैन भनेर गउँ लागिसक्यो पछि फेरि हामीले यो गउँ खेल्नु पर्छ त्यो गउँ खेलेर त्यसपछि हामीले मैले त्यो कृषिले चाहिँ हामीलाई ज्ञान केन्द्रले आलुको बिउ दियो त्यसपछि हामीले आलु सालु लगायौं.
After the development of Dura as a potato super zone and increase in production, commercial production of potato has started. Chief of the Project Management Unit Dura, Senior Agriculture Officer Khemraj Joshi, says that the district has been developing potato super zones since the fiscal year 2075-76 BS and has been encouraging many farmers to cultivate potatoes.
किसानलाई तपाईले जबसम्म सिंचाई इन्स्योर गर्न न आलुमा आउँदैन हैन किन भन्दा त्यो तरकारी बाली उलाई एक दुई चोटी सिंचाई नगर्ने बित्तिकै त त्यो भने जस्तो उत्पादन हुँदैन अनि त भोलिपछि किसानलाई चाहिँ घाटा खुवाउनको लागि त हामीले यहाँ उहाँहरुलाई चाहिँ आलुमा तान्दिने कुरो त हुँदैन त्यसो गरी मैले सिंचाई नदिएसम्म किसान आउँदैन भन्ने थाहा छ र सिंचाइमा हामीले त्यही भएर दुईटा शीर्षकमा पैसा राखेको त्यसको कारणले गर्दाखेरि हामी किसानलाई चित्त बुझाउन सक्छौँ मोटामोटी र जनशक्ति व्यवस्थापनको हकमा ओ डडेलधुराको हकमा त हामीले कम हुँदा पनि त्यति धेरै वर्कलोड चाहिँ हामी सबैलाई बढाएको छ तर त्यति धेरै घाटा लागेको कामको परफर्मेन्समा चाहिँ घटिएको हामीले पाउँदैनौँ.
In Nolakot, 120 quintals of potatoes have been planted in 60 hectares of land. Farmers who have earned only 500 rupees from wheat in one block have earned up to 10,000 rupees from potatoes. After the news report, let us now see the news on vegetable imports. Even though there are many new programs through a government for increasing production, it seems like the programs are only styles of the government. The imports are still too high and the farmers do not stop complaining about non-grants for agriculture. The country has gone through tough weather patterns in the past 1 year. Many have been homeless and many more have lost their crops. Yet the government shows a lot of work being done to improve agriculture. It is true that Corona obstructed the work to move ahead smoothly. Now Corona is reduced, so the work should be more in progress. Nepal has imported vegetables worth 11.5 billion rupees in the last 8 months. Let us now look at this news report for a little while. Nepal has imported vegetables worth 11.5 billion rupees in the last 8 months. In the first 8 months of the current fiscal year, the import of vegetables from 4 countries of the world has skyrocketed. As of end of Fagun, potatoes, onions, and tomatoes worth 11.52 billion rupees have been imported from India, China, Bangladesh, and Indonesia. Most of the potatoes were imported from India at a value of 258.132 million rupees. In the same period, onions worth 4.30 billion rupees were imported from India and China. 115.5 million 32,600 87 kilogram of onion was imported from India and 73,680 kilogram from China. In the 8 months period from last Sawan to Fagun, 411.356 million rupees worth of tomatoes have been imported. According to the Customs Department, 411.345 million rupees worth of tomatoes were imported from India and 11,000 from Indonesia. During the same period, 38,004,339 kilogram of tomatoes were imported from India and 625 kilogram from Indonesia. There is a lot of potential for potato, onion, and tomato cultivation in Nepal. Despite this, the dependence on tomatoes, potatoes, and onions seem to be increasing, which is alarming. Although the government of Nepal has announced to make Nepal self-sufficient in vegetable crops in the next 2 years, the returns seem low. Potato is cultivated in all of the districts of Nepal. After the news report, let us now see the news of return of the Prime Minister from India. India is our southern neighbor. They are our brothers and sisters. We have the same outlook, same culture, we share the same mother language, Sanskrit, and we have the same heart. We can never be living away from Indians. We are human beings with many mistakes because we're human beings. There are no human beings without mistakes and greed of some kind. So we should forgive our neighbors for mistakes and give them opportunity to improve themselves. We are human beings who are able to learn from our mistakes. We should always point out where we can be better to our neighbors. We should be willing to learn from our mistakes and accept help to find our mistakes. Then only we can live in peace. Prime Minister Sherbadur Deuba returned home on Sunday evening after completing his 3-day visit to India. Let us now look at this news report for a little while. Prime Minister Sherbadur Deuba returned home on Sunday evening after completing his 3-day visit to India. Prime Minister Deuba was welcomed by Speaker Agni Prasad Sapkota and Home Minister Balkrishna Khan in a very special room at the Trivandrum International Airport, while the Nepal Army saluted the Prime Minister. Similarly, Foreign Minister Dr. Narayan Khadka has said that the Prime Minister Deuba's visit to India was successful. He told a press conference at the airport after his return that various understandings had been reached during the visit and relations between the two countries had been discussed. He also claimed that going to the office of Bharatiya Janata Party, the ruling party of India, was not against the diplomatic norms.
महामहिम श्री नरेन्द्र मोदीको मैत्रीपूर्ण निमन्त्रणामा भारतको 3 दिने औपचारिक भ्रमण पूरा गरी सम्माननीय प्रधानमन्त्री श्री शेरबहादुर देउबा आज स्वदेश फर्किनु भएको छ। भ्रमणका अवसरमा भएका गतिविधिहरूको बारेमा परराष्ट्र मन्त्रालय र नेपाली राजदूतावास नयाँ दिल्लीबाट जारी प्रेस विज्ञप्ति एवं भ्रमण दलका सञ्चारकर्मी मित्रहरूबाट सम्प्रेषित समाचारहरू मार्फत यहाँहरू अवगत नै हुनुहुन्छ। भ्रमणको महत्त्वपूर्ण पक्षको रूपमा नयाँ दिल्लीको हैदराबाद हाउसमा सम्माननीय प्रधानमन्त्रीज्यूले आफ्ना समकक्षी भारतीय प्रधानमन्त्री महामहिम श्री नरेन्द्र मोदीसँग प्रतिनिधिमण्डल स्तरमा भेटवार्ता गर्नुभयो।
During the visit, Nepal also stressed on the need to address border issues through mutual discussions and diplomatic channels. This is all in Agriculture Affairs in Nepal with me, Nirmala Basnet. Before I go, let us review the main affairs of the day. The Gandaki state government has distributed agricultural equipment to farmers as a grant. In the last 8 months of the current fiscal year 2078-79, 1.5 billion rupees worth bananas have been imported. Thank you for watching Agriculture Affairs in Nepal with me, Nirmala Basnet. I'll be back with more affairs next time. Till then, Jai Krishi, Jai Kishan. Samriddha Krishi, Nepal Kishan.